and I'd like to thank all of you for coming. This large and diverse crowd tells me that we have concerned and interested citizens that will be engaged during Aurora's next election cycle. You represent the best about our great city. We are Aurora. And please give it up for our future leaders, our youth. Straight out of Aurora. They are our security. I'm calling Aurora Secret Service. They've got my back because I'm one of them. I'm straight out of Aurora too. These young men and women are examples of the many very intelligent and talented young people in our great city today. And although we are looking forward to them being our future leaders, in 2017, the city will need a new leader. And I want to be that person for you. My experience and preparation now meet the perfect opportunity. It is time for me to step up and ask our citizens of this great city, you, to allow me to lead this city to a prosperous future. My legal, business, volunteer, and social service experience, along with my city council and community leadership preparation, makes this time the right time. Now is the time for me to run for mayor of Aurora. I love this city. This is our Aurora. Whose Aurora is this? Our Aurora. All right. Let's take ownership. As mayor, I must and will make certain guarantees to our citizens, such as guaranteeing respect. As the second largest city in the state of Illinois, we will be leaders in education, job creation, community development, and commerce, where our Aurora is looked upon with envy and admiration. We will garner respect as a star city with 4-star hotels and 4-star restaurants and premier businesses that provide good-paying jobs, provide a wide tax base, creating a fair property tax for our homeowners. We will guarantee excellence by being first in every endeavor, whether it's technology innovation, green initiatives, or public service outreach that allows all of us to enjoy a quality of life that makes us proud to call Aurora home. We will nurture and grow an unmatched level of integrity and productivity as a Midwest leader. We will strive for excellence and be inclusive in all walks of life and every community. We will, by guaranteeing greatness, I see our Aurora doing more than to ensure robust, inclusive, and safe neighborhoods. Strong school systems preparing our residents for 21st century opportunities. A thriving and vibrant downtown where we create new history. And an overall visionary spirit that pushes us to seize opportunities. I see an Aurora as a city where people desire to live, work, and play. I see an Aurora where we capitalize on the fact that we are a precious gem with a vast history and envious natural treasures such as the Fox River that runs through the heart of our city, pumping life. Whose Aurora is this? Let's take ownership. But the question is, how do we meet these guarantees? How do we advance our Aurora and achieve our vision of successful and prosperous city? How do we lay a foundation to build success? First, we must foster and adhere to the good government principles. Good government principles of accountability of all levels of city government. We would demonstrate fiscal responsibility by cutting waste, trimming budgets, and refusing to overspend. We will have good government principles of cohesion of administration that works toward the well-being of its citizenry, through ensuring a person will not be judged by a party affiliation or origin, but by their integrity and passion for the city of Aurora. We will follow good government principles of openness and transparency of government operations. We will institute systems that will enable the city to be open to public involvement and criticism, and provide direct access to easily understandable city documents, policies, and procedures. Also through principles of excellence of service to residents and stakeholders, through recognizing that residents and business owners are our customers. We must respond to their needs and create a thoughtful and effective customer service culture. Providing service first will not simply be a concept, it will be a beacon for the City of Lights that defines Aurora's government. Through principles of innovation that build upon our technological and physical infrastructures. This is where Mayor Tom Weiser and the City Council must be credited. We have built and replaced 100-year-old bridges, separated 100-year-old sewers, replaced and laid thousands of miles of road, and opened new expressway ramps. And extremely important to our future and our ability to compete as regional leaders, we have installed over 50 miles of a fiber optic communications network. Now, we build on this infrastructure, and we attract new development. Now, we build on the new arterial foundations, and become a regional leader in trucking and transportation. Now, we build on the fiber optic network and become leaders in regional communications. Whose Aurora is this? That's right, our Aurora. Let's take ownership. The mayor and his staff need to be directly and intimately involved in growing our city. We build success through presenting guarantees, fostering good government principles, and by creating a clear-cut vision of growth that is supported by a plan. Yeah, I said a plan. Our plan is to promote business retention and expansion. We will first take care of the businesses we have right here in the city. Many of these institutions are anchors in Aurora. Let's help them grow and expand by listening to them and ascertaining their needs so that we can all benefit. It makes no sense to attract 5 new businesses to only lose 6 of our existing businesses because we forgot about them. Let's help our own. Next, we will identify, expand, and utilize a core group of business leaders from a diverse cross-section of people from all walks of life and business experiences to collaborate and offer their talents in an effort to advance Aurora in achieving continued excellence. We also will institute a pro-business, nonpartisan culture within our administration that develops a true streamlined regulatory process for business development. Let's not over-regulate, let's clearly communicate. Finally, the mayor is critical in taking a role in attracting business to the city. I'll add this. We have 12 aldermen and the mayor, 13 in total. Now, my grandfather always told me 13 heads are better than one. I'd enlist the aldermen to assist in taking an active role in growing business in their wards and in the city as a whole. The aldermen should be interchangeable and partners with the mayor's office. This should be a working partnership. Let's work together. We have a rich history, so we have to ensure that we maintain the charm that makes us Aurora while innovating and growing toward the future. The former mayor of New York, Michael Bloomberg, said, "Successful innovation depends as much on the ability to generate ideas as it does the capacity to execute them." Aurora's success depends on successful innovation and new ideas. More of our plan is to ensure that our school districts and educational institutions are equipped to prepare our students for 21st century careers. As mayor, I will support and work directly with the school districts and the teachers to break the cycle of poverty that intrinsically diminishes the value of education, especially on our near east side. We must ensure that every child has a positive educational opportunity in Aurora.
Oh, yeah.
Working toward a prosperous Aurora, we will be able to provide the necessary resources for the school districts to thrive. In exchange, each school district's success will help attract new citizens and new growth to our city. We all know that people move in and out of the city based on the success of its school districts. It is my pledge to support the schools and the teachers and professors that share their knowledge with our children. To our educators and school administrators, thank you for everything you do. And I pledge to help you do more. Our high schools need to prepare those who may choose not to attend college to be workforce ready by providing trade and work placement opportunities. Those who are college bound need to be educated toward the types of businesses that the world, including Aurora, is developing. STEM education, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics will be a key to our success. As a responsible education partner, the City of Aurora must work in concert with East High, West High, Wabansie Valley, Matea Valley, Oswego, Marmion, Aurora Central, and Aurora Christian, as well as Wabansie Community College, Aurora University, Robert Morris University, and every other educational facility in and around Aurora, to ensure that our young people will be prepared for their prospective success and contribute to the success of Aurora. A city relies on achievement of its school districts and educational facilities. Their success is ultimately our success. Our plan is to build and market our Aurora communities. We will continue to work with residents on property improvements and to increase our efforts to attract commercial enterprises to all our neighborhoods. We will institute a marketing and public relations strategy that communicates to our citizens and the world about what we have to offer. We have so many attributes and so many resources, and we want everyone in and outside of Aurora to know about them. We are a river city. The Fox River. We have our River's Edge Park and Pavilion, the Paramount Arts Theater, improved infrastructure, our roads, a transportation hub for our region. Trains stop and start here in Aurora. The availability of a variety of housing choices. A downtown that is a diamond in the rough, waiting to be polished. And most importantly, the multicultural strength of the citizens of Aurora. We are the second largest city in the state of Illinois. We are Aurora. Our plan is to continue to work to reduce the tax burdens among our citizens, especially our senior community. All these organizational development tools will increase our revenue, drive down our tax rate, and increase the value of our homes. It will alleviate the heavy tax burden of our homeowners who consistently foot the bill, and alleviate the burden of our senior citizens who may be on fixed incomes. These tools will continue to make us strong leaders in our region and in our state. Our plan is to respect and support the workers and dedication of our first responders, city employees, and community organizations. As mayor, I will continue to support our first responders, the fire department, the police department. I will support our city workers and each union that represents all of our departments. The mayor supporting you is important because you are critical in ensuring the safety and good quality of life that all of our citizens enjoy and deserve. Without the hard work and determination of all our city employees, Aurora wouldn't be the amazing city that it is today. As mayor, supporting our employees will be my commitment, and I will take ownership of that. I I will pledge that throughout my campaign as mayor and throughout the term that I serve, I will honor the employees that make our city great. Thank all of you for all that you do for Aurora. As mayor, I will support the community groups that give their time and talent to help sustain and move the city forward. Simply because times are good today, we cannot become complacent and allow Aurora to take steps backwards. Therefore, I will encourage and expect that our community organizations not only be reactive, but proactive in ensuring our continued success. There was a time when Aurora mourned close to 30 deaths in a year. Those days are gone, and we want to make sure that those days never, ever return. Active community-oriented groups and organizations working with the police were pivotal in reducing the violent crime in our city and making it the safe town we are lauded for today. The only way to ensure that we remain a safe town is to continue those works, and for the mayor's office to provide you with the tools necessary for your success. I will be committed to you. Thank you for everything you've done for our great city and everything you will do. Now, to implement this plan, we need strong leadership in the mayor's office. Let me say that one more time. We need strong leadership in the mayor's office. Let me be that leader for you. I ask again, whose Aurora is this? Aurora. Yes, it is. And we must all take ownership. Listen, if I haven't spoken on a subject that's important to someone out there, it's a mistake of my head and not of my heart. Running for office is no easy endeavor. It's a process that I've committed to and will continue to be committed to as your public servant. However, some others consider this a contact sport. As a matter of fact, I've already heard that there are mayoral candidates who plan to go negative in this campaign. They plan to question my work as a criminal trial attorney, to talk about the fact that I've run for this position before. They also plan to talk negatively about my family and me. Well, while they are talking about unimportant nonsense, I'll spend my time talking about how we can move Aurora toward a great future.
All right.
However, I feel compelled to lightly address the nonsense and put it to rest once and for all. It is no secret that I'm a criminal defense attorney for my law firm, among other areas, many other areas of law that we practice. Please know that when I represent a person charged with a crime, I am representing the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of Illinois.
All right.
As a licensed attorney for the state of Illinois, I took an oath, similar to the oath I took when I was sworn in as alderman, to protect the Constitution and an individual's due process rights. That's my job. When I was assistant state's attorney, my oath was to protect the Constitution and the citizens of Illinois, and I did that well. I followed these oaths to the letter of the law, and I will continue to do so as mayor. Abraham Lincoln, who was an accomplished criminal defense attorney before he became president, said, "Don't interfere with anything in the Constitution. That must be maintained, for it's the only safeguard of our liberties." I truly believe that. Well, as to me running to this office before, what can I say? Or what do people say? Practice makes perfect.
All right.
Well, I say preparation makes perfect. I love this city, and I want to lead it as much today as I did the first time I stepped on this stage seeking this office over 10 years ago. I have never given up on Aurora, and I have never stopped believing we can be so much more. I know that one day we will achieve the dream of our city that we all hold. We will keep polishing this diamond we call Aurora until its brilliance is blinding. As mayor, I will work diligently to make that happen. As speaking ill of my family and me with personal attacks, well, the idea of that is mean-spirited and hurtful. I hope that this doesn't happen. These kind of Springfield and Chicago-style politics should have no place in Aurora. We don't need a broken Springfield system in our city. We don't need a broken Springfield system in our city.
All right.
My children, your children, desire an Aurora that provides them with opportunities to learn, live, and prosper. Let's show them the way by being the adults they expect us to be.
All right.
I'm going to go a little off script now, and I'm going to tell a story which may help you to understand the real reason why I'm standing on this stage. It's a story about when I was in Saudi Arabia during the Gulf War. Now, when I was deployed to Saudi Arabia, my job was to transport goods and weaponry from Dammam port, where the Navy and Marines brought it in, and our job as the Army was to transport those goods to the front line. It would take about 2 days to get there and 2 days to get back. When the Army first got in Saudi Arabia, we didn't have our own vehicles, so we commissioned the nationals to use their trucks. And my job was to be an armed guard with this national to make sure that he actually took our goods, weaponry, and our people to the front line. Now, one particular day that kind of defined who I am was a day that we were on our way to the port to pick up goods and weaponry and take it to the front line. And we woke up about 4 o'clock in the morning, still a little dark outside, and we were on our way in a transport van to the port. And while on our way to a transport van, we heard this loud siren. Now this siren, loud and blaring, was a siren that we had been told about. And I'd hear this siren a number of times, but this was the first time that I'd heard it. It was the siren that told us that there was a Scud missile, a chemical missile that was coming over in our direction, and that we should prepare. So we stopped the transport van, we all got off the van, and we got into what's called Mod 4. That means full chemical gear. A chemical suit, chemical mask, gloves, and boots. We all got into Mod 4, and we laid on the ground, pointing our weapons in the air, our M16s. Not necessarily pointing at anything in particular, just pointing and waiting. And all of a sudden, out of the darkness, this light, this tail of light came in our direction, getting closer and closer. And as it got closer, we saw a black shadow that led this tail. And we just lay there, waiting. And then out of nowhere, this Patriot missile came and knocked this Scud missile out of the air. And it was like, I can only describe it as a deadly light show with sparks and lights falling out of the air. And as we lay there, waiting for something to happen, pointing our weapons in the air, not at anything in particular, just waiting, there were only 3 things that I could hear. The first was this siren that seemed to permeate, that was so loud and blaring, it seemed to permeate your bones. The second was my labored breathing and that mask trying to gasp for air in the hot weather in this full mop suit. And the third was my own voice in my head saying, I wonder if this is the day that I might die. It's grim, I know. But this is questions that soldiers, Marines, airmen, seamen ask in every conflict and war that the United States has been in, and that we gladly ask in service of our country. But I tell this story because it was a defining moment. That question that I asked. Well, let me just say that I was blessed that I didn't come back from the war with any mental or physical disability with any missing limbs or PTSD. PTSD is real in an environment like that. But I did come back with something. I brought back a sense of service, a sense of wanting to give back, a sense of wanting to do something more than I had been doing. And the first thing that came to my mind when I asked, where would I give back, was my home, Aurora. I don't stand on the stage because I want this job, because it's guaranteed to me, or I'm entitled to it. I want this job because I care about every man, woman, and child, black, white, Hispanic, Indian, Asian, everybody. I'm doing this for all of us. I'm in this for all of us. Listen, I don't have all the answers. I'm not perfect, and I've never claimed it. If anyone out there has the recipe for perfection, please let me know. Share it with me. But one thing you will know about me is that I am no stranger to hard work. As a child from a single-parent household living in low-income housing, I worked hard to become the first in my family to graduate high school. As a U.S. Army soldier, I worked hard when deployed to serve my country in the Middle East during the Gulf War. As a student, I worked hard putting myself through college and law school. As an assistant state's attorney, here in Aurora, I worked hard with the police to fight crime and improve the neighborhoods similar to the ones that I grew up in. As a business owner, I worked hard to create a successful business right here in Aurora's downtown. Finally, during my 3 terms as Alderman at large, I worked hard to move our city forward. If you agree that it takes hard work to go from low-income housing to speaking on this stage before you today, know that I will even work harder as mayor of Aurora. This is your city. This is my city. This is our bond. Let's take pride and ownership to shape a future that will become and remain a great and thriving city. I am prepared to implement my vision and plan on day 1 of my administration. I will hit the ground running and make Aurora a city unlike any other. Let me ask you again, whose city is this? Whose Aurora is this? My name is Irvin, and it would be my honor to be elected the next mayor of Aurora.